What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the garage. As you guys can tell by the thumbnail, we are doing our first maintenance of the Jaguar F-Type, my wife's Jaguar F-Type R. As you can hear, I got it idling right now because that's actually step number one. Let's jump right into this project. I'm going to be doing an oil change on this 2015 Jaguar F-Type R. So, before you do any of that, you want to make sure you know exactly how much oil you got inside your vehicle. You want to get it warmed up a little bit, let it run for about 10 minutes or so to let it circulate. Then you're going to let it sit for about 10 minutes. Reasons being is because this vehicle, similar to a lot of Jaguars, it doesn't have an actual dipstick in here to check it. It's all electronic. You're going to make your way into the vehicle. You're going to go ahead and turn the vehicle to the on position, just like that. What you're going to do, you're going to make your way into the menu of the vehicle. Then you click menu, you go down to vehicle info, make your way down to oil level, and boom, there you go. Engine oil level, okay. And as you can see on the left hand side, that little orange or yellow bar, that's your oil level. So we're perfectly right at the max point. Alright guys, so over here on the workbench, you got a variety of materials, a variety of tools that you'll need for today's project. And as always, the links of everything that you'll see used in this video will be down below. They are my affiliated links, so if you do purchase from my link, I do receive a commission. But as always, I do say thank you because it helps me make videos like the one you're seeing today and the many videos that you'll continue to see in the future on all the vehicles. Let me go ahead and show you what we got. Some of the specialty tools. You got your oil filter wrench here, link down below. This is a 90 millimeter 15 flute. I've already went ahead and took off the engine cover, and there you go. That's the top of your oil filter, and that's where this wrench will be used. Of course, you'll need your oil filter. Once again, my link will be down below where I purchased this from. And more importantly, here's the oil that I'm using. I decided to go with, once again, the Castrol Edge Extended Performance. This is the same one I used in my wife's Jaguar F-Pace. This, as you can tell here, 5W20. Same situation as the F-Pace, same situation of temperature. This 5W just pretty much stands for the winter viscosity. And here in Arizona, it's extremely rare for it to get below freezing consistently. So I'm perfectly fine using 5W20. The manual does call for OW20. So if you're anywhere else in the country or in the world, probably just stick with OW20. Like you saw in the beginning of the video, this does not have a dipstick. So it's really easy to overfill your vehicle, and that could be catastrophic. See at the top, I have these little marks here. That represents the full 5-quart mark of how much oil can fit in one of these guys, and that's going to be my measurements essentially. On the drain, all the oil I can get out of the vehicle, put it in my drain pan right there. I have another empty one right here, so I can pour the residual over into here, and same thing. I'll be able to see exactly how much fluid, how much oil I got out of the vehicle, and then I'll be able to pour back in exactly how much I put out. Different ways you can go about it. That's the way I'm gonna do it. First thing we're gonna do is remove a pan that's blocking you from accessing the oil plug. This is the pan that we're gonna need to be taking off. There's 6 bolts. There's one over here on the far passenger side, one over here, driver's side. Right in the middle, you have 2 more, one there, and then you make your way up to the front, and again, there's 2 more, one there, and one there. So we'll go ahead and take those 6 off. On each side of this little pan, you're going to see these little clips here. They're little plastic clips. There's one right there. You can actually kind of get them with your finger. You got to pull out the little tab just like that, and it'll come right off. So there's 3 on each side. Go ahead and pull those open like that, and then this will fall down. Up here towards the front, there's your oil pan. And right here on the side, facing the passenger side, there is your oil drain bolt. It is 13 millimeter. Go ahead and drain it out. Make sure you have something ready to catch it, and we'll go ahead and wait several minutes to let it fully drain out. Not sure if you guys can see that, but there's my oil stream. It's actually pretty darn clean. For our vehicle, it was technically changed about 4,000 miles ago. I do it ahead of schedule and early, so nonetheless, yeah, yours may not look this good, but I'm gonna go ahead and let it drain out. So I've let it drain for the better part of about 20-25 minutes. So I'm confident I got pretty much everything out that I possibly can. Here's your drain plug. Typically, they say to buy a new drain plug every oil change, But once again, this guy is in excellent condition, so I'm gonna reuse mine. We're gonna go ahead and get this guy torqued back on. You're gonna torque it to 17 foot-pounds. I can't remember the conversion to Newton meters, but I'll post it up here in the top. So yeah, go ahead and put back in your drain plug. All right, next up, you're gonna make your way up underneath the hood. We're going to take off this guy right here. So let me go ahead and get this on there nice and securely. There we go. Let's sit flush. There we go. Got it off. So before I take it all the way off, I'm gonna get several shop towels. I'm gonna line the engine bay right around the oil filter, and then I'm gonna get another little pan just so I can take it out and minimize the drippage into the engine bay onto any of the components. Now that I got the oil filter out the way, there's actually quite a bit of oil down in here. I'm gonna go ahead and try to suction as much of it out as I can, just to kind of get an idea of how much is kind of being held in there. All right guys, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is just take out your old oil filter. Pops out just like that. There's little clips at the bottom. You go ahead and set that aside. Then you're gonna need to go ahead and take off your old oil filter O-ring. I just use a little pry bar right here, just pull it off. So there's your new O-ring, there's your new oil filter. You'll see at the bottom there's only a couple ways it can go based off these little clips. Just like that. There you go. Go ahead and lube up your O-ring just a little bit with some of the new oil. Go ahead and make your way all the way to the bottom groove right here, just as it was before. Make sure you put a little bit of oil on these two O-rings right here at the bottom, and then just go ahead and simply screw it back into place. You're going to torque this guy down to 25 Newton meters, which I believe the conversion is like 18.5 foot-pounds. Tighten it by hand at first to make sure you're not cross-threading, and then go ahead and torque it down. Alright guys, so I wanted to point something out here, and this is why you want to make sure you're measuring how much you're taking out. So there's a little bit of residual still left in here, as you can tell, but I've already went ahead and filled up the 1 5-quart jug, and here's my second one. So we're approaching 7 quarts. Technically, this guy calls for 7.6 quarts. So I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna go ahead and fill this up with 6.5 quarts. Then we'll let it sit there for another 10 minutes or so, and we'll check that oil level rather than going straight to 7 quarts. Put it on flat ground. So if you have any wheel ramps or any type of jack stands, go ahead and take those off and put her flat. All right, now that we're back on the flat ground and we got that 6.5 quarts in here, go ahead and start her up, let her idle for about 10 minutes.
A few minutes later.
All right guys, so it's been about 25 minutes or so, mainly because once I finished idling for 10 minutes, you gotta let it sit for another 10 minutes. So now, get past the screen, press the menu button, make your way down to vehicle info, oil level okay. And if you can see there, we're actually below slightly. Us getting to 7 quarts is more of where it wants to be. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Go ahead and pop the hood. I'm gonna put a little bit more to match the almost 7 quarts I took out, and then we'll come back in 5 more minutes and check the oil level again. All right, so now I went ahead and put the better part of about 7 whole quarts in. So let's make our way down to vehicle info one more time. Check oil level, and look, there we go. We were right at the top and we were good to go. That's how you change your oil, guys, and that's how you check it. Very slowly, start below your capacity and work your way up, because it's a lot easier to add than it is to remove. So last things last, what you're gonna have to do is do the reset on it. Now I'm gonna be 100% honest. If you have a 2015 or older F-Type, the reset is very confusing, so I will post a link down below to the video to reset the oil life. And if you have a 2016 or newer, it's similar to the Jaguar F-Pace that you've seen me do the oil change in previous videos. So I'll post a link to that video, and you can follow that same reset procedure for those newer type F-Types. So once again, everybody, I want to thank you for watching another video with Everything Avron. So by all means, if you're going to be changing your oil on your Jaguar F-Type, be ready, be prepared to spend the better part of a few hours to do it. So it is an involved process, but nonetheless, while you're spending those few hours, keep in mind that you're going to be saving several $100. I did get a quote how much it costs to do an oil change on this guy over at our local Jaguar dealership, and believe it or not, it was $700. What? So yeah, so stay tuned. plenty more videos to come for all the vehicles we got. But again, thank you guys for watching another great video. See you guys in the next video soon.